Hello, hello, everybody. Hello, happy Monday. Welcome to SoulPet. Good to see you guys here. All right, let's check things out here because after last week's technical issues, I dumped my video program. So yeah, we are raw. This is me as I would appear if you saw me in person. So hello, hello. We'll say hello to everybody in just a second. But first, let me know that you can hear me okay. Because when I got rid of the audio with the video program, I just want to make sure that the video and audio are working for everybody. So just like, yeah, perfect. Thank you. All right. Thank you very much. Okay. So it's good to see you guys here. Hello, hello. Happy summer. Wow. It's a summer in July here. Yes, Sharon, we had some heavy duty storms move through, some crazy storms move through. I was keeping my fingers crossed that I'd actually be able to get on tonight, but here we are. So it is good to see you all. So welcome to everybody who's in the community. We'll say hello in just a moment. If you're new to the channel, my name is Elaine. I am an animal Reiki master, animal chaplain, animal medium, everything to do with the beautiful soul pets who share our life and share this planet. And this is SoulPet. You found a channel that is dedicated to all of us who are on the journey of pet loss, who are working through it, who are surviving it, who are figuring it out after our soul pets have crossed to the other side. So this channel is dedicated to you, and you are welcome here. This is a live stream, so on Monday nights it's live. I'm trying to redo that so that also on Thursdays we have something that's not live. It's going to be recorded almost on the same subject for those of you who are unable to make it to the Monday lives and are interested in the subject matter that we're talking about. But this is a community, so during the live stream we talk back and forth. I look at questions, we answer questions, and it's very important that this is a community that supports each other. It means the world to me to have everybody here. If you will look in the comments, you'll see all of our channel members, and we openly, warmly welcome everyone, wherever you happen to be, judgment-free on your journey, whether your soul pet transitioned a day ago, an hour ago, a year ago. We are here for you, and we do not judge. We hold you truly in empathy, as all of us have been through the loss of a soul pet. So feel free to share, to say hello, to share the name of your soul pet. You can put it in the comments. You will find that everybody here responds, that we will hold you in a virtual hug, and we welcome you here. So yeah, it's good to have everybody here. And I lost my sheet of paper after all the new folks that we met a week or two ago. I had a little cheat sheet of everybody's names. It's gone. No idea, but I think I remember. I think I remember most of them. So we'll go through as we say hello to everybody tonight. So let's say hello. We'll take some questions, and then we'll get to our topic. Because after last week it was a fun week, right? We talked about reincarnation. We talked about all the possibilities when our animal companions transition to the other side. How can they come back to us? Do they come back to us? And we talked about it all. And it was really an interesting conversation, and I really loved it. But somebody did reach out to me and say, I get it. I know my pet is in spirit. They have, their energy hasn't left me. I understand. I get what it means to get a sign. I get what it means to get a message. My logical mind gets it, but what can I do right now? Like right now, when I'm in the thick of my grief, what do I do? And that's kind of why I decided to do tonight as some 7 easy steps to help us kind of ease back into the path to healing. Not that's the way I'll just leave it at that, the path to healing. And I was inspired to put Winston's picture up tonight. That's my little Winston right there. That's Lucy's memorial. But I came across Winston's picture and I wanted to put it up there. So let's say hello to everybody. Kali, it is great to see you here. We're probably not going to see Sherry tonight. So Sherry has some company, so she may or may not show up. We'll see in just a moment. And let's give a big shout out to Cheryl, Ms. Nunya New York Business, and Mew Mew. We miss you and can't wait till you can come back on Monday nights. And let's say hello to everybody else. I said hello to Kali. Yes, we are going to come back to that. I'm getting a weird message here again, guys. First, let's get rid of the top chat. I'll remember that, live chat. Let's start at the top. There's all my lovely comments. All right. So hello to Sharon. Hello to Kali. Hello to Sharon. Hello to Kali. You guys are doing awesome. Are those my only channel members on tonight? I don't see Donna yet. I don't see either of the Kathys. And hello. Good to see you. And Alana has been catching up the day after also. So give a shout out to Alana, who usually catches up on Tuesday. And yep, there's Donna. Hello, Donna. How are ya? And okay, so let me let's see what kind of questions we have. Oh no, there's some other people here. What am I saying? Sarah. Hello. Sarah was in the thick of it. She's from the same area as me, so we had some crazy storms today. And Lady Leomon, Cassie, right? Cassie, good to see you. Let's keep on going. I said hello to Sarah. And I said hello to Cassie. Welcome. And does anyone else have problems posting on Facebook today? I don't know. You know, I've really gotten away from Facebook. I used to be like, I was the queen of Facebook. I used it for everything. I had my personal account, my business account, and then it just got wonky. It got a little weird, so I stopped doing it. Let's say hello to everybody. So Nico's mama, you're one of the names that I always forget, and I had you written on my little cheat sheet of names, and now it's like it's disappeared. How does that happen, right? That I haven't ripped any pages out of my notebook, but for the life of me, I can't find it. So Nico's mama, I know it's pathetic that I can't. I remember all the animal names. It's the people names that I struggle with. Jody, good to see you. And keep on going. Yes, Kai, the soul cat, now and forever. Everybody said hi to Nunya. A year this week for Zozo. All right, I'll come back to all the comments. I'm jumping ahead. I just want to make sure. Z, it's good to see you. Hello. We missed you last week. And I said hello to Jody, and I love being called Nico's mama. Okay, all right, there you go. You are Nico's mama. That will be it from now on. Okay, I think I said hello to everybody because I like everybody to feel welcome here. I want everybody to feel like this is truly a home where you have found people that understand you, that get you. That's half the reason why this community is so successful and why it became, I never set out to make it a community. I just wanted to be able to do videos that would help people who were really in deep, in despair, in grief over the loss of an animal companion. And it all started when I became an animal chaplain. And I really wanted to find a way to help people. So I started these videos, and unintended consequence, we became a community. We became a family of people who understand each other when nobody else gets you, when nobody understands why you still have these deep feelings for an animal companion, a dog, a cat, a horse, a snake, a bearded dragon. It does not matter the species. Your soul pet is your soul pet, and we get it. So we will always be here to support you. Let's go back and look at questions real quick. So many of us struggle with what now and how can I keep doing this when it feels so desperately wrong? That's kind of what we're going to talk about tonight. Some days are gentler, some days are harder. 100%, we have ups and downs. We have ups and downs, and sometimes it hits you at the oddest moments that you least expect. So how do we do that? Let's see if there's more questions. Everybody's saying hello to each other. I love that. Thank you don't forget to like, share, subscribe. And yep, thank you. I did. Look, Kali, I didn't even need that. I remember to show all the comments. Yeah, I'm not the tech guru. I'm not the YouTuber. I am me. I'm Elaine, the animal regulator, and what you see is what you get. Okay, everybody talking about the storms. It was crazy. Does anyone else have problems posting on Facebook today? Yeah. So I don't post that often on Facebook, but today I wasn't on at all. So I'm sorry that I can't share that. Okay, everybody talking about Facebook now. Okay, so I'm in a pet bereavement group on there. One of the admins has it out for me and restricted me to one post away. Wouldn't let me post a memorial for Charlie today. Oh, you know what? So I'm not going to say anything about communities on Facebook. I used to have communities on Facebook. I have one small group now. It's a very private group. It's a group of us who meet every Friday, and we have a private group on Facebook, and we've kind of actually transitioned over to WhatsApp. But yeah, there's I remember that we we could restrict people to one post, or if there were multiple posts a day. But so I don't know I don't know the explanation for that. But you are here. We can't. I don't have a way for you to post a memorial for Charlie, and I'm sorry about that. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what else to say. Yeah, that would be good to know. Is today an anniversary? Is there something that we can help you with tonight? Is there something that we can all just reach out and give you a virtual hug and say, Charlie, we love you? There's no way even for you to show a picture. I know it's not the same as when you can post something on Facebook. But if you want to email me, I probably have a picture of Charlie somewhere. But if you want to email me a picture of Charlie, and then I'll be happy to post it in our little community posts, I would be happy to do that for you. Today, technically yesterday now, is 7 years since one of my cats, Charlie, left us in his sleep, and he was only 3. Isn't that interesting? I know that too. It's been a while now, but for a long time, I was a pet sitter. So I did dog sitting and cat sitting, and one of the dogs, Kitty was only 4, and Kitty went to sleep one night and didn't wake up in the morning. I know a dog named Kitty. It was cute, but not when I was dog sitting, but. Same thing. So when it comes to things like that, I look at it this way. Our animal companions are also on a journey. They have come to share our life with us. They come into our homes. They come into our hearts. We do share the space with them. But I remember, especially like with Winston, who was only with me for 2.5 years. Now he was old, but he was only with me for 2.5 years before he transitioned. I remember that they're on their own journey, that they are unique souls. I call them sentient beings. Sentient beings means they not only have a soul, but they have preferences and choices, and they have their own direct connection to source. And their journey may sometimes diverge from our journey. And the way that I get through things like that is to honor that journey. I honor and respect their choices, their journey, and I know that that there will be a day when we're reunited. Thanks, Sharon. All right, Sarah says yes, we can hear you. Okay, so I'm really catching up on comments now. Those days are hard. I know, owning a Facebook group. See, yeah, just like me. Sometimes people post too often, and other people's posts get lost. I remember it was always a balancing act, trying to let everybody have an equal share of being able to post. But yes, having done a Facebook group myself. Hi, Nanya. We're saying hello to you, sweetie. A year ago this week for Zozo. Right? That's the oddest feeling too. Time completely changes. Like it feels like it was just yesterday at the same time that it feels like it's been an eternity. And there's no describing that weird sense of time. Time is one of the things that's on my list tonight, though, is going to be about time. So our heart is with you tonight, and also for anybody who's going through an anniversary. It is coming up on Lucy's. Lucy's anniversary is August 1st, right? I have her date here. Oh, I thought it was on her memorial. It's not. Lucy's anniversary is August 1st. So that is coming up, and it will be 6 years for Lucy. Okay, let's see. Oh, I went too fast. Carrie and Isaac, who passed over, transitioned 27 days ago. So fresh, still so fresh, still so new. Our heart goes out to you for sure. We wrap you in a virtual hug because we understand how fresh that can be. And you know what I've discovered? I have discovered, and this even came from both animal companions as well as human companions in my life who have transitioned, that the first week or two, everything is really fresh. Everything is really intense. The feelings are really intense. And then by the 3rd week, when other people start to kind of quiet about it, and you're not receiving all the condolences and all the check-ins, and then about a month after they transition, it feels really lonely. That's just my experience. It feels lonely. Like all of a sudden, people have wanted us to move on, and there's no way to do that. And they don't want to hear they want you to be so much better. They want you to be better. I'm using the word better They want you to be better because they don't know how to handle that grief. And they don't want to even think about the grief because it reminds them that there's going to be a time when they're dealing with the grief. And we're not taught how to deal with loss, and we're not taught how to deal with grief. So I find that about the month mark, the 1 month mark, it feels really lonely. So we are here for you. And we will hug and hold you tonight. And yes, Donna is here. Robbie, good to see you. Thanks for joining us. Alana, there is Alana. Okay, good. I just got done mentioning I thought you were going to join tomorrow, that you sometimes watch the day after. So it is great to have you here. Still struggling with grief over Yoshi and how Yoshi suffered, and mad at the vets for not doing tests sooner that could have prevented his suffering. I understand that my perspective is easy for me to say, but it is how I get through these things and the way that I understand things to be. That especially when we are holding a veterinary professional responsible, I know that this is treading very emotional ground, but I worked for a vet for a while, so that's where the perspective comes from, and my daughter's a vet tech. I don't think any veterinary professional intentionally sets out to do anything or not do anything. So whether they do or omit or whatever it is, their goal is not ever to see harm come to an animal. In fact, just the opposite, right? The reason they get into the veterinary profession, even though we know all about burnout, we know all about, there is burnout, and there's another word for it that I can't think of off the top of my head, compassion fatigue. All of those things they're part of the territory of working in the veterinary field. But veterinarians, their heart and soul, generally, for the most part, I can say that in all of my experience with veterinarians, and I've worked with many, actually, I worked in an office for one, but then I worked for 2 mobile veterinarians. Their heart is so filled with compassion. It's the last thing that they would want is to be able to help an animal companion. But sometimes circumstances either prevent them from seeing. So there's two ways I'm going to look at this. Circumstances prevent them from giving the level of care. So, like if they could see just that animal every single day in their environment for a week or two, they might be able to pick up on something that would have led them for a different diagnosis. But then there's the other perspective. And the other perspective is, again, every single animal is on their own journey. And is there a chance that no matter what you did, no matter what we did, our animal companion would transition anyway, because that was their path, their trajectory, their journey. I'm just putting these out there as possibilities, ways to help you. And then when we can't reach that place where we can come up with an explanation and blame feels like the right thing to do, that's when I beg you to try Ho'oponopono. I beg you to work with radical forgiveness. It's not easy. It is so not easy. But I beg everyone to go down the road of forgiveness, because wearing that blanket of blame, it's part of what prevents us from being able to move forward. And we can talk. I've done other videos on blame because it's a really hard topic to talk about. You want to blame somebody. You want to hold somebody responsible. You want to make somebody stand up and be accountable for the fact that your animal companion is no longer in your life. And it keeps your heart in a really dark place, in a dense place. And I say that without judgment, completely without judgment, honestly. So without judgment. I've never spoken about my husband's passing, and I won't ever tell you all of the details, but there was something that got missed. And whether it was his fault for not calling a doctor, guys and doctors, it was either his fault for not bringing it to a doctor's attention, or his physician's also fault for not following up and saying, dude, we were supposed to take care of this. Anyway, I don't know where I was going with that. All I know is that I understand why you'd like to hold somebody responsible. And I will hold you in that place and honor those feelings and pray that you can find a way to use Ho'oponopono which is unconditional forgiveness, regardless of what happened. To be able to forgive, it fixes something. Something shifts inside you when we can learn to forgive. Anyway, enough about that. We'll let that go for now. Okay. Just got a card on Saturday about Phoebe. She transitioned 3 months ago, and it was comforting and actually a sign, as you'd asked for it. Okay. All right. So a card. I just got a card on Saturday about Phoebe. A condolence card. I'm not sure what kind of card. Every once in a while, what I discovered, this happened after Jack in particular. And so for some people, it may be painful. For me, it was a wonderful, I loved receiving it. It was Jack's annual reminder for an annual vet visit. And I thought, oh, how cute. I mean, how silly that they did not put Jack's date of passing into their records. And I will call and tell them that. But I wanted to get it. I was so happy to get that little card that had his name on it. And it didn't matter that they had forgotten or that they had overlooked that he had passed. I loved getting that reminder. So maybe that's the kind of card you're talking about also, Jody. Okay, so I watched some of your videos and the story about Lucy and how you're in good connection with the vet and work with the funeral cremation as Reiki too. So it all came together like 15 years ago, because now I've been doing this for 10 years. 15 years ago, when I was still in corporate, I never even dreamed that what I'd be doing is what I'd be doing, that I'd be doing animal Reiki, that I've been sharing Reiki with animals at end of life, that I'd ever be a receptionist for a veterinary office. And the other thing I did was drive a veterinary ambulance. So it was a veterinary transport. She was at medical transport in general. She would take animals from one hospital to the other. She did a lot of work for senior citizens. But I drove the vehicle when we were doing end of life care. I could have never, ever, ever guessed. And again, with the funeral home, with the pet funeral home, I didn't even know such a thing existed. And it was just all part of the wonderful source, our universe, our animals, like pulling all the scenes, pulling all the strings, working behind the scenes, orchestrating everything, so that everything lined up so that I could do this. I trust that will happen for you guys too. I know it with all my heart, because there's no way that I could have ever predicted that these would be the things that I'm doing. Jody always gets great signs, right, Sharon? Because she's open to it. She's not only open to it. So for all of you, Jody, I'm just going to put this out there. For anybody who's looking to receive a sign from their animal companion, not only is Jody open to it, Jody asks, and Jody is consciously aware. So she does a couple of things to receive signs. Number one, she just turns off all the doubt and all the questions, opens her heart wide open to how much she still loves her animal companions on the other side, asks them to send her something. Sometimes it's really specific. Asks her to send her something, and then she goes about her day consciously aware of all the things around her, so that when she looks down at her feet and finds the feather, it's going to be there. Many of us spend our days in default mode, and we don't bother to examine everything that's around us. So it does require a little bit of being aware. I never met the man involved, but my old neighbor's cat was hit by a car. He wouldn't look at the poor cat until they paid first. Oh, yeah, there's, I would even call that compassion fatigue too. When the older, if you've been in the veterinary business for 50 years, there's probably you've got some emotional compassion fatigue. That's the only word for it. Jody's so open to signs, 100%. Missy Lane, do you think our departed pets watch over their still living siblings? Now, what do you think the answer to that is? Cassie? Yes. I used to have an awful feeling about one of Kai's sisters. My mother said she could live to be 20, not taking me. Not taking you serious. She could live to be 20, not taking. I'm not 100% sure what the question is, but the answer is yes. I mean, when our animal companions cross to the other side, and I don't know whether you're asking, like, are they watching over their still living siblings? It doesn't matter. When our animal companions transition to the other side, they transition into a space of pure, positive love. I don't have a better description for it than that. The energetic field where all souls go is pure, positive love. And it's like universal love. It's not romantic love. It's not, oh, I love you. It's not, oh, I love my cat. Oh, I love chocolate. Oh, it is profound love. And when they step into that place of love, every soul, even humans, when they step into that place of love, they do not take with them. It can't be done. It can't be done because the field where they live in a field of love has no space for blame and guilt and anger. There's not a pet over on the other side tapping its foot going, I wish that should have been paying more attention to me instead of going, nope. And then if we have other animal companions, other family members, they will watch over them all because they've become our beautiful furry angels, and they watch over them all. I've been nonstop for 27 days, tuning into him, sending my rings and daily signs of him in clouds. Oh, clouds are an easy way for them to get through. It seems to be an easy form of energetic manipulation. And you may see something in a cloud that nobody else sees. There seems to be a way that clouds, the shape of a cloud can be manipulated. I've seen it so many times. I've taken pictures of clouds myself, and because I see so clearly what is in that cloud, and it may just be a message for you. So I'm so glad that you're getting those signs. If they watch over our siblings, protecting them, healing them if they can, healing them if they can, they will do whatever they can. Not always is everybody open to being healed, which is the same thing with Reiki. When I share Reiki, my goal with Reiki is always for the highest good, whatever that may be, and I may not know what that is. So whatever the highest good is, that's where I ask Reiki to do what needs to be done. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to keep reading here, and then we're going to get on to the topic. As I played, tried to keep the energy loving in front of our fish and bearded dragon. Interesting that I mentioned bearded dragon. One of my very first, real deep connections was with a bearded dragon who crossed to the other side. Soulmate, baby kitty, through my love and joy and pain and grief and all. Yep. He would remind me by sending rings. Okay. And yes, pure, pure love. He's taught me immensely. I love that. I am sorry that I don't know your name. But that's what happened to me also. I learned so much more about life and the afterlife by connecting with animals on the other side. Every single person who is in the chat, I've connected with their animals, and they're beautiful animal companions, and more beyond that. They're beautiful animal companions, along with my own 3, and even others that you've never even met. They've taught me so much. Oh my gosh. Lucy alone opened my eyes to the day that Lucy passed. I forever lost my fear of death. I have no explanation. That's the only explanation I have. Where did that go? And my son-in-law, love you so much if you happen to be watching this. My son-in-law says, well, what would you do like if we were walking down the street and a tree fell over on you and killed you? Well, I'd be in heaven. I'd be in pure positive love. I'd be with my family. I'd be with my animal family, my people family. And then I'd be like, I'd be being a ghost to you guys. So my kids, I joke, I'm like, I'm going to come back and haunt you, like seriously haunt you. But no, I'd be in a place where I could like help everybody. And he was like, I want to get there. So I know that we all have that ability to get there. And part of what the purpose of this channel is, I think, is to actually help us get there, rewrite the narrative about death. Why are we so freaking afraid of it? Turn off our TVs, right? Turn off our TVs. Don't doom scroll. This thing right here gets in people in more spaces of negative, I am going to use the word of negative energy that we don't need. So let our animals open that space for us. I've given up on me healing. I'm praying for my remaining babies to be okay. I can't handle another goodbye. Okay, Cassie, I'm with you. It's all right. We will hold you right there. Oh, hi, Carrie. So let's start my new list. Carrie. So if we see you next week and I try to remember everybody's names, is K9F. That's how I remember you. Okay. Cassie, stick with us, please. Please stick with us because we will help you. And if you don't want to be there yet, that's fine too. That is totally fine too. Wherever you are, we will support you. We are here for you, and we will hold you and stay with you and for whatever part of the journey that you're on and that you continue to be on. But I hope you'll give us a chance to kind of help put things back together again. Z, right? Z, I was just thinking of you as I said that because I remember Z. I remember everything, and I know that dark place that we can get to, and so I hope that you will stick it out with us, Cassie. Hope everyone can get to a point where they aren't afraid of death. There's no need for it. Yet there is no need for it. And the other thing that helps us through, to Cassie's point, when we lose the fear of death, then we also lose the fear of others dying. There's something called anticipatory grief. Anticipatory grief, I haven't mentioned this in a while. It's actually been a while. I did a booklet on it. It's been a while since I posted that for everybody, so I'll make myself a note about that. Anticipatory grief is when instead of loving our animal companions to their fullest ability, we are worried about them all the time. We worry about them, we spiral, we think about all the possible things that could go wrong. Will it go wrong? And when we leave the house, when we can't wait to get back home to make sure that everything is okay. Anticipatory grief, and they kind of pick up on that too. Our animal companions are so very in tune with our emotions, so that's why we try to work through that anticipatory grief and refocus it. But it helps that too. It helps us know that it helps us to know that they're not gone. And if we could even move away from the word loss, that was the one I did 2 weeks ago, because we're not taught that. We're actually taught to fear loss, and we're not taught how to work through it. But little by little, every week, when we have these conversations, things just get a little bit better and a little bit better. Yeah. Okay. Yoshi. Oh, Yo showed you that death is nothing to fear. That's beautiful, Alana. It's once we get to that point, things change in a way that I have no words for. Until you experience it, it's just words. It's just us telling you that everything's going to be okay. And until you can get there yourself. But that's the job also of our animal companions on the other side of life. They will continue to try everything in their power, and they have endless patience. Their patience knows no bounds, and they will continue working with us to help us to get past that. I know it. I absolutely know it. And then one day you're at that place, and it's like now, I've mentioned it before with Gypsy. I have my beautiful Gypsy. She's been with me now since she was born in 2019. She's been with me since 2021, right? 2021. So that's 5 years. She's been with me for 5 years, and she's getting all gray around her muzzle. She's got the gray coming in around her eyes. And I know that she's approaching what we would call her senior years, but I'm not worried about that. I am not worried about it. I love her. I love her every single day. I love her. You guys can see her little ears just popped up over the sofa. Beep! And one is bent. So she's got one bent ear and one straight up ear. And it's like this one tunes in. Okay, Mom, I hear you. I love you too. But I don't worry about her passing anymore. I just know that everything's going to be okay. Plus, I've got everybody now on the other side. And some of you don't, I think some of you in the group have not heard this. We'll come back to that comment about being morbid. You have not heard this, but the greater part of our soul, there's only a piece of us that resides in this physical little costume that we chose to put on. The rest, the greater part of our soul still resides in that energetic field of pure positive love. And we were actually the ones there to greet our animal companions when they crossed. So when your animal companion transitioned to the other side, it's not a question of was Grandpa there, was your husband there, was the other dog there, was the other cat there, because you were there to greet them. So just one more thing to think about. Again, I have absolutely no proof. I got nothing. It didn't come with a book, didn't come with a manual. No angel came down with a golden pen writing things and said, this is the way it is. I only know what I feel deep in my heart, and it feels so real and it feels so right. And then I generally get a sign. Like as soon as I do something like that, I will generally get a sign. So we'll see what comes through. Sometimes it's a funny sign, like all the lights go out or the camera freezes, like last week. Okay, let's see. Mother says you just love being morbid. She wonders why I don't talk about how I feel with her. So come here and talk about it. You can come here and talk about anything you want. Death brings out people's compassion or lack thereof. We just don't know how to deal with it. So tonight, we're going to get to this list. I'm rambling on and on, but somebody needs to hear some of this stuff. One of the things that I wrote for ways for us to take baby steps. So I'm talking about baby steps. I thought I wrote it. Even if I didn't, it was don't worry about what other people are thinking or saying or feeling, or the insensitive things that they're saying. They're saying it with the best intentions, but they just don't know how to deal with it. And so when that happens, when I get it, when I get the feeling that they just don't know what else to say, they don't know what else to do, and they want you to be better, they just want you to be fixed when there's nothing to fix. I just open my heart with compassion. I just say, my heart goes out to you for not being able to understand how people feel. So, all right, let's talk about my little baby steps on the road to healing. The first thing is, so I mentioned that I love to talk about reincarnation. I love to talk about signs. I love to talk about messages. I love to talk about how my relationship with my 3 dogs on the other side is beautiful. But I still understand where everybody's coming from when they're still feeling it really deeply and really strongly, and they feel like that string, that tether that connects them is being stretched so far, and they just want to pull it back in, and they just want to hold their animal companions again. And so, what do I do right now? What do I do when I'm in the thick of it and I just need to find my way forward? So I came up with 7 things. Who knows if it'll be 7, maybe 8? Who knows? But there's 7 right now. The first thing is to acknowledge it. Just to acknowledge the way you're feeling. It's okay to feel that way. Here's one that I didn't even write down. On this channel, the SoulPet channel, there are, I don't know, I think I've got 555 videos at the last time that I looked. Find a video that resonates with you and post a comment. The comments will come to me, like I get a little ding notification. It doesn't matter if the video is 5 years old or 5 minutes old. I'll get a little notification that says that you posted a comment. Post a comment, ask a question, just say that you're remembering your Charlie today, and you just wanted somebody to know somewhere that Charlie was being remembered, and I will make sure to comment on it, and I will reply. But feel how you're feeling. It's okay to feel whatever it is. If you were feeling really good yesterday and really positive yesterday, but today you don't even want to get out from under the covers, okay, that's all right. But see it and acknowledge it. The one thing that I want to try to help you through is default sadness, where it's like it becomes like your automatic way of being, is that depth of despairing and devastation. And I don't want you to spend your days like that because it's your default mode. If you're feeling that way, I want you to recognize it. It might even help to write it down. I woke up today and I felt like crap. And so I just want to remind myself that there's days when I'm going to not feel right about this. And so just acknowledge it. That's the very first step. I still see comments scrolling by, and on my new little camera setup here, I see all the comments. So I used to be able to hide some of this stuff, but now I can't. The next one is embrace. Embrace the feeling. Don't ignore it. Don't think it's something that has to be fixed. It does not have to be fixed. There is nothing to fix. You are not broken. You're not broken. Everything is fine just the way it is. You are perfect just the way you are, however that might be. Remind yourself of that. Even if you're feeling awful, remind yourself that you are perfect. You're perfect, and somebody out here loves you. I've never met you. I don't know whether you're watching this video right now or whether it's 5 years from now. I want you to know that somebody sees you, somebody cares, and somebody loves you, even if we've never met. So embrace the fact that there's nothing to fix. Allow it to be experienced. Allow it to be experienced, and even offer yourself some compassion. If you're not getting compassion from anybody else, then offer yourself some compassion. The next one is ignore. Not ignore the feelings, not ignore the passing. Ignore the expectation of others. Ignore all the people who don't know what to do. Just ignore them. No one gets to define your grief. Nobody, I'm just going to say it again. Nobody gets to define your grief. That's between you, your animal companion, source, God, Buddha, Allah, the universe, whatever you want to call that, whatever that is for you. That's between you and your heart and your animal companion and your whatever that higher creator is for you. Nobody, no person on this planet gets to tell you anything. Nobody gets to tell you what to do. Nobody's the boss of you. Nobody's the boss of me. Nobody. I am the exception to every rule. That's one of my favorite sayings. I'm the exception to every rule. So ignore it. Ignore everybody else and ignore whatever they think their expectations are. I just know this for sure. Everybody is so self-involved in their own doo-doo that they don't want to have to deal with you, and that's half the reason why they say or do some of the things they do. So ignore them, pretend they don't exist. The next one is decide. So decide. I wrote this out very specifically so that I would say it exactly the way that I wanted to. And I cannot read my handwriting. I'll figure it out. Hang on. Decide. You were. Courageous is the word that I could not read. If you could just see my handwriting here. But when I go into meditation before these videos, I just quiet my mind. I open my heart. And I ask for the animals to tell me what needs to be said, and I begin scrawling, and I literally scrawl. So decide. You were courageous enough to love them, to bring them into your home, knowing full well that their life would be shorter than yours. Now be courageous enough to become an active participant in your own healing. Be courageous enough to become an active participant in your own healing. And that means you just decide. You decide to do it. And it's not going to be perfect. And there's no script for it. And there's no, I can give you 7 ideas, but there's no linear steps. And you're going to take 2 steps forward and 1 back. You're going to take 1 step forward and 2 back. And that's okay. It's all okay. But you do have to make the decision that you're going to become part of your own healing. And you're going to be able to, and you're going to actively take a baby step. You take it whenever you can. The next one is, I like this one a lot. And so these are in no particular order, by the way. Move. So movement of your body actually helps to relieve some of those really stuck, dense emotions. Our body holds that stuff in us. That's why I began practicing Reiki even. If you've heard anything about yoga or the Hindu traditions or chakras or energy centers, whatever you want to call all that, when we grieve, our body holds, it's a trauma. When we've been through pet loss, that's a trauma. Our body holds the trauma, and it will hold it in different places. Women, we really tend to hold trauma in our core. That tends to be where we carry our stress. Some people carry it in their shoulders. Some people can't speak their truth. When you are stressed like that, when you are in those deep, dense emotions, your body is out of alignment. So this is not on my list. Go have a Reiki treatment. Reiki is simply you lay on a beautiful table. There's a Reiki practitioner like myself who gently uses, sometimes it's gentle touch. It doesn't have to be if you don't want it to be. Other times we work with just the energy body. We try to find where those spaces are. And I picture this beautiful, energetic, pure, positive love coming in from the field in which we all reside, coming into the body and help releasing that stress. And I have this beautiful, I don't have it handy, but I've got a really cool feather wand. And I use that feather wand to kind of sweep away some of the really denser energies. I have this little chakra wand. I love this one. I use this little chakra wand to help a person's energy centers just go back into balance. And it's almost, there's just something comforting about having another person hold that space for you. And it lets some of that denser energy go. And you may need to go back once or twice a month, or you go back every couple of months for a little maintenance checkup because you find yourself being all knotted up again. But so I had no intention of speaking about Reiki, but that's a really good thing to do. What I was talking about initially was gentle movement, walking outside, going into nature. If you've ever done somatic movement, SOMATIC, somatic, it's a way of moving your body that releases some of the, and some people dance, other people jump up and down. In the Reiki tradition, there is a like a sweeping kind of thing that you can do, but it's just gentle movement that helps any stuck energies that are in your body release. And you just send them out to the universe, and you don't have to worry about it. You're not sharing them with somebody else. They're not going to pick up your negativity. The trees aren't going to go, ugh. They're going to embrace it because they know how to push it back out to the universe that transmutes it back into pure positive love. But I would suggest just helping release some of that grief that we're holding in our body by gentle movement. And nature has a really, really good way of being a partner with that. And you know what? When your mother doesn't understand you, trees and the woods and nature or the ocean, the wind, the sun, water will understand you and will hold you without judgment. The next one is, and I see all the comments, so I'm going to go through them again in just a minute. Permission is the next one. Give yourself permission to grieve. So give yourself permission to be sad. You don't have to feel guilty about that. Give yourself permission to feel sad. And you know what? If you're blaming somebody, give yourself permission. You know what? Today, I don't feel it. Today, I am effing pissed off. And I am so mad at that vet that I could spit nickels. And go ahead. Okay. So give yourself permission to be that. Just don't live in it is what I would suggest. I shouldn't say things like don't, but I would recommend not dwelling in it. Give into it every once in a while. I've given into it. I have screamed at the universe so loud sometimes. I once screamed at my father. My father had transitioned to the other side. My mom was going through a really rough time. And I was like, Dad, what the F? Seriously, can you take care of her? And I just screamed it out. I was mad. I was mad at him because I expect him on the other side to take care of her here. And of course he did. Of course he did. That was just my feelings at the time. So it's okay. Give yourself permission to feel those things. And then give yourself permission to do one more thing. Give yourself permission to have a good day. Give yourself permission to have a smile. Give yourself permission to laugh. Oh, for Pete's sake, have a laugh. Watch a comedy show. Do something. Just give yourself, watch animal antics. Do anything. Give yourself permission to laugh. And then give yourself permission to love. When you're feeling guilt, let's say you do reach the point where you've even considered looking at another animal companion, thinking about it, give yourself permission to love again. And you'll find that it all works out. Give yourself permission. Give yourself permission to forgive yourself. So that's the other thing. If you've been holding yourself responsible for things, forgive yourself and give yourself permission to do that. Then the last one is, of course, community. Community is find people who understand. Find people who not only understand, find people who empathize, and find people who will not hold you in judgment. So when you go to a Facebook group, this is part of the reason that I left that. For the most part, I left it. I put announcements and things. I always share what's going on for people who want to do my courses or get a private session or whatever. I always share that kind of stuff, but I got away from the rest of it because there's so much judgment. Even in those private communities, there's a lot of judging going on. There's a lot of snarky people out there, and I personally don't. I choose not to deal with that. My peace of mind is more important than anything else. My peace of mind, and I have to remind myself of that often. That there's nothing more important than my peace of mind. So find a group that understands, empathizes, and will support you without judgment, will unconditionally support you. So you will find that here. We meet every Monday. Plus, I keep trying to build the actual community. There's a little tab that says posts and a little tab that says community. YouTube is not really set up for that the way that other social media is, but I keep trying to build that a little bit. But you may want to seek out a grief support group. Like there are online groups. There are local ones in every community that I have done research for, and I've helped other people find this. There are groups that meet in person for pet loss support. There is online, if you look up an organization called Lap of Love, they're an organization of veterinarians that do in-home euthanasia. But their founder is very proactive about helping people work through grief. So she has a whole bunch of resources for people to access. And I think it includes both online groups and local groups. I think you can plug in your zip code and find a local group to support you. The other person that I like, that I recommend, and I've never met her, and maybe someday I will, but her name is Dr. Katie Lawler. And she is on Instagram as the pet loss psychologist. She is a psychologist whose entire practice is dedicated to helping people. So me, I'm a Reiki master. I'm trained in love and kindness and compassion and joy and peace and balance and harmony. She is actually trained in helping people with the way that our brain works and our heart works and its connection and how that. She's a licensed therapist, so she can help work through some of those things. So Dr. Katie Lawler, the pet loss psychologist. Otherwise, find any community that will help, that will support you in the way that you need. And if they no longer support you in the way that you need, then dump them, fire them. You don't need to be part of a group that can't support you. There's other places that you can find that support that you need. You don't need to be trivialized, or no, that's not the word I'm looking for. Minimalized. No one deserves to minimalize your feelings. And yeah, that's just the way I feel about that. Okay, let's go back to the comments. Those are my top tips for helping you take a baby step. You don't have to do all of them. Pick one, or if you find yourself, I made myself a little note to post this in the community also. I can post it. You can always go back and look at it and say, yeah, I don't feel that one today. Or I do, or I just need something to help me. Okay, let's go back and see the comments that have been scrolling by. Losing my brother destroyed my parents. For her, nothing will ever hurt worse than that. I get it. I do. He's my brother. But my animals, my babies, losing them kills me inside every time. Unfortunately, there is a disconnect in understanding when our animal companions cross, that there are some people who feel the loss of an animal deeper than they do a family member. And then there are other people who feel the loss of a family member deeper than they do an animal companion. And so there's a disconnect there. And one of them, we can't, so one person's here and one person's here, and we can't seem to meet each other in the middle. So when situations like that arise, my favorite word is compassion. I don't have to embrace you. I don't have to support you. I can, and I'm just talking about this in general, but I can offer compassion. And compassion is simply that I understand that there's something that we don't see eye to eye on, and I will just let it be at that. And you just offer them compassion. That's the only way that I can deal with. Compassion is the only way that I can deal with a lot of the stuff that goes on in this world. Jinjin, or Jeannie or Jinjin, I'm not sure what that is. But hello, welcome, and let's see what you have to say. Transition means into another body. To get back to you, find your pet again in a dog or cat accordingly. Open the door so that your pet can come home. Oh, we often talk about different forms of reincarnation here, not necessarily that. For us, we talk about transition means that they leave the physical and go into non-physical. Do many of them come back? They do, but that is also remembering that animals are sentient beings, and we trust that we can co-create that journey, whatever that might look like. All right, let's see what else. When the video froze last week, I was watching but not on live because I was in my room without the computer. I love and am very interested even more beyond about what a lot of you are talking about regarding ancient information and texts and spirituality. Okay. Yeah, we should just do a Zoom, guys. I'm telling you, because We need to like talk about all this. It was so funny. I was in the Zoom meeting on Friday, and I have a collection of books back here, and I always seem to have the right book. And somebody called the Mary Poppins Library, because I can just whip out the right book at the right time. I have done so much exploration, and it never stops. Like just when I think that I've like what else is left to explore, something new pops in the door. So there is always something more to explore. And for me, there are no rules, because that would be it, saying that we know what the rules are about whatever it is, reincarnation, or if we're saying that we know what the rules are, is like God's up there going, they think they know the rules. Because like whatever the universe is, whatever that is for you, um, it created everything. And like, okay, I changed my mind. We're gonna have new rules now. So we can't possibly know what the rules are, because that's why I say there are no rules. Uh-oh. Alana, you lost the connection? Wait, have I lost you guys? I sure hope not. Okay, so Alana, I'm keeping my fingers crossed that we haven't lost the connection again, because I'm telling you the technical glitches that happen when I go live. Okay, I just saw some hearts flow by, so I'm guessing not. Okay, thank you very much. All right, let's try this one more time. Don't let the online world and doom scrolling and information right there's a whole different perspective about doom scrolling and fear based, and that if whoever they are, keeps us engaged in fear, then we will be small, and we'll be so afraid to do things we can be easily controlled. So if that is a perspective that you agree with, that there's this they out there, well, screw them then, and go ahead and let go of the fear, because that's the last thing they would want. But I also believe that we have chosen to have some fearful things to help us learn how to stretch out of ourselves. Part of what I am exploring, and part of what I share on this channel, but more, it's in my other private work. I teach psychic development and developing our intuition. I call it psychic development, but it's not psychic the way that we think of it. It's about how we have access to much more power than we give ourselves credit for. So I teach everybody that you've got it all in there, and you've set up you've set up this game for yourself to get through, because you are really learning how to step back into your power. And if you've got even like an inkling of that as you listen to me say this, it means that you're already on that road, that there's so much more in store for you. And okay, but that's a whole topic for another day. Sloppy my curses, struggle reading on my own too. Yeah, right. I used to have the most amazing penmanship. I would receive so many compliments because I went to Catholic school. And some of you who are new to the channel, we joke about my Catholic school experience, that it was part of my roadblocks. Like I set myself up for that, to go through all that like dogma, so that I could learn how to get past it. But we were taught how to write in cursive, and if you didn't do all the most perfect handwriting, you got your hand cracked. Literally, you got your hand cracked. So now I swear it's rebellion. This is part of my rebellion, is to scribble. Okay. Every morning, I went too fast. Every morning I wake up, feed Kai's siblings, drink some tea, clean the catio. Became my ritual to get it done before 10 a.m. Doing it that way. Okay. And if that helps you too, I'm hoping that that's something that you find comforting. Meditation, when we talk about meditation, because that's one of the things I didn't bring up, was one of the ways that we can connect, and one of the ways that we can help work through that grief, requires something that's really hard. And that's being quiet with yourself. Like sitting down with just yourself, nothing else. Go into a room, and sometimes I'd mentioned this, I will put earplugs in, I will put a sleep mask on. I will go and sit in my room with no distractions, and I will just sit there with myself. And you will be shocked at some of the things that come up. And sometimes you can't do it. Sometimes I'm like, okay, not for me today. And out they come up, because the things that start scrolling through my mind, I'm like, nope, not where I wanted to go today. But other times, you learn some things about yourself. You really start to enjoy your own company, and your animal companions find a way to get through. Like I talk to all like your guys' animal companions. That's one of the ways I connect. I sit down and I ask them to come through, and I let go of all distractions and sit there. But anyway, that's something you could always try. But if that meditation doesn't have to be that. Meditation can be something you really enjoy, like going out for a run, doing the dishes, vacuuming, cleaning the catio, whatever brings you a sense of calm that allows all of you to align is a form of meditation. People love to sing. People love to draw. People love to write. I'm a fiery, passionate, deeply sensitive, loving, empathic person. Woohoo! I understand that no one is perfect, and anger and frustration is part of the movement and healing, and being a private person, and how life is too precious. What a beautiful thing to share with us. Thank you so much for sharing that. How in the end, it's all about love and that understanding through compassion. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. Wait, I think my comments aren't showing up or something. Maybe I'm supposed to be quiet right now. Okay, so wait, I saw it. Kali, I saw it. I went too fast. I'm trying to scroll too fast. Community. Allow others to share as you share. Realize that everyone is at a different point right. We're all on a similar path. We're all walking each other home, right? We're all on a similar path, just at different points on that path. Marvel when, despite your own loss, how much listening and helping others heals you. Oh, thank you, Kali. That's another one that I didn't write. It's a really, really good way in this community and also anywhere you happen to be. If you can help somebody else, it helps put one more piece of the heart back together inside you. So being able to offer a word of condolence, offering to listen to someone who feels that they have no one to listen to them, it helps you as much as it helps them. So thank you, Kali, for that. Thank you for this latest session. Literally your only safe space to talk. Keep coming back every Monday. I love you guys. Please come back. Thank you. Okay, everybody thanking each other. All right, so are we about to wrap it up? We're at 8 o'clock now. Alicia, hello, welcome. I love to see everybody who's jumping on. And I love to say everybody's name because it feels good to have your name said. If I've missed anybody, I so apologize. Okay, everybody, look at you guys giving each other amazing virtual hugs. That's what this is all about, being able to support each other. And I am so grateful to each of you for helping to build this community, for helping to create this family, for supporting each other, for supporting me, for just being here. And I will be here again next Monday, and I hope to see you then. Oh, you know what? I did want to mention this. I kind of got away from this a little bit, but I'm going to start doing private consultations again. If everybody, for a while there, I had just gotten burned out. And I say this in all truth and honesty. From 2020 to 2025, I think many of you guys are with me on this. There was a lot. There was a lot. 3 dogs, my mother-in-law, my father, my husband, and that was just this past November. And I kind of like, I'm the kind of person who doesn't like go on and on about it. I just don't. I keep it inside. And so I did, after a while, become a little overwhelmed. But I am more than ready again. I am so ready to open some private consultations. So if you need somebody to talk to, if you really, like, I just got the sense from who's ever watching tonight, if you need a person to talk to, I'm going to put a link. I'll put it in the comments. I will put it in the community that you can like schedule a little appointment with me. There are some days that I can't, like Tuesdays are May Day. That's for my granddaughter. So Tuesdays are almost always out. Mondays I'm preparing for my live stream, but otherwise I have a pretty flexible schedule. And I would be happy to spend an hour with you and just sit down and chat and help you work through some of those feelings. Okay, my friends, have a beautiful night. I love you guys all so much. I thank you guys I thank you for holding me as much as I hold you. And until next Monday, may animals light your way. Take care, everybody. Mwah! I love you. Bye. Yes, you are perfect, just the way you are.